So, but Melonie is on an absolute crusade against Emma Frost. Now, it's just like very low IQ though. It's just like very low IQ and only something that like a seething hag could like possibly think.
She's a succubus! She's a deceiver! The Lord said, we shall judge them by their fruits. And where are her children?
Yeah, is Marvel Rivals tanking, Melonie? Is Marvel Rivals tanking? Right now, this video where you're seething about male sexuality or dressing up like a little girl to try and impress the men watching. Every time we got the point captured, I would sit there and twerk with Venom for the next minute. Is that a Guna game now? I mean, it is a Guna game, but not because of that. Guys, do we know about Melonie Mac? Do we know who this is? Do we know about Melonie Mac, guys? This is very important stuff here. This is vital. This is like praxis, okay? This is vital stuff. This is saving the West, okay, guys? This is vital stuff. This is very important. So this woman, Melonie Mac, this old lady, Melonie Mac, is posting on Twitter about the new Marvel Rivals character. Do we know about Marvel Rivals? Are we big fans of Marvel Rivals here? I am. We all know about Marvel Rivals, right, guys? They just released a new... Oh, they didn't release. They just unveiled a new character, revealed a new character, which is Emma Frost, famous X-Men character. And Melonie Mac has a problem with it. Apparently this is an LGBT psyop, this character. This Chinese designed Marvel character is an LGBT psyop. So let's have a look. Let's see the trailer for the character, okay? Let's see what we think. Character reveal. Here we go. So Louis SLV saying, got me drooling like a retard.
The White Queen's reign begins. You deserve that, dear. Mind crush!
I'm kind of ruining it here, aren't I? My camera's on the wrong place.
You were beneath me.
Now I'm totally ruining it.
Impervious! Pathetic. How embarrassing.
So this is for gay people apparently. This is a character for gay people. That's what Melonie Mac is claiming. So I've heard rumor. Someone asserted and provided no evidence when asserting this, so I believe it completely, frankly. That Melonie Mac lost an ex to another man. That she lost a partner at one point to a man. That apparently one of her partners is now gay. One of her exes is now gay, which would explain a lot of this. Frankly, that would totally explain this. It'd be like I would suddenly say, oh. Of course. So, but Melonie is on an absolute crusade against Emma Frost. So what's the argument? Let's look at the argument here. What's her argument? Let's stillman this woman's position. Then we'll take a look into Melonie Mac a little bit more. Let's see. So, porn is turning men gay. People are all excited because, and if I can just... It's sometimes my trackpad is really annoying. There we go. People are excited because Marvel created a drag queen with prosthetics. So I guess this is because Emma Frost has sort of like I wouldn't even necessarily say masculine face, but an angular face, very angular, chiseled face. But that's not been like it's not like really a purely masculine thing. Yeah, exactly. And this is the other problem is drag queens are meant to be like a hyper, like a hyperbolized version of being a woman as a costume. That's what they're trying to go for. Obviously, I think drag queens are cringe as fuck, and, you know, I think it's basically just woman blackface. all the bad things about drag, I think, you know, I hate drag stuff. But fundamentally, the point is hyperbolizing femininity. So yes, if you have like a female character that is a mega like it's like hyper feminine, yeah, there might be some similarities. There might be some similarities, yeah, because that's what they're going for. You make it sound cool calling it woman blackface. I guess it's a matter of perspective. Now it's just like very low IQ though. It's just like very low IQ and only something that like a seething hag could like possibly think. Because like you can just everyone can think of like an actress or something, and we were saying someone said this in Spicy the other night. I think it was Louis. Might have said this or Freddie, one of the two. Said that she's like classic Hollywood actress hot. That's like the type of appearance it is. It's like Kate Blanchett or something. You know, she's got very high cheekbones, angular chin. You know, look, there are lots of women in Hollywood that have had very angular, chiseled faces or like structured faces. That has been a standard at various points. So acting like this is like some crazy thing that only gay people could possibly find attractive is just totally fucking absurd from the outset. Fuck's sake, I keep fucking up. My window keeps closing. Yes, we will be getting into that. We will, trust me, we will be getting... I'm seeing this super chat message here. Melonie Mac is a 40-year-old who dresses and acts like a ditzy teenager while preaching conservative Christian values. She's friends with Quartering. We will be getting... We're heading there. We're getting there. Don't you worry, okay? So, we've got another retarded follow-up here. This is all a natural progression of porn. Attraction to men. I don't know about anyone else. I don't think it's a natural progression of porn to just start being attracted to men. I don't think that's quite how that works. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But I don't think that everyone who starts looking at porn becomes attracted to men. And then we have this. And I think this starts to give you a bit of a look into her psyche here, okay? This really gives you a little bit more. So you see here, Melonie Mac is posting next to Luna Snow. Straight up a man, lol. Next to Luna Snow, I don't get it. How can you... Oh, what a man. People like, there's plenty of masculine features you can point out here. There's like it's a broader face. It's a broader face. That's one more masculine way. You know? You can do this analysis for everything, but the truth is that what this is about, it's about Luna Snow is an Asian. She's like an Asian. She's small and skinny. And Melonie Mac is obviously... She's feeling like threatened or something. There's something happening in her psychology here as an aging woman. That she feels threatened by this, by people celebrating someone that doesn't look like her. The idea that they're doing thigh jiggle physics, and that's being regarded as a good thing. That's sending Melonie into an absolute spiral. That's sending her into a total spiral, because it's like, well, she's like anorexic. She can't even imagine. She can't even conceive of why someone would want that. So, we're going to take a look at Melonie Mac's YouTube channel. Now, her YouTube name is Melonie Mac Go Boom. Alright. And as you'll see here, in all of her thumbnails for her live streams, she does like these cat poses. Do you see this? It's like a cat pose. It's like a... She's got a choker on, and she's doing like a cat pose. She does like that pose. It's usually this like cat pose, this raw pose. It's like raw pose. Now, based on just that pose, not considering the 10 layers of makeup she's got on, what would you assume her age to be? You would think, wow, what year was this woman born in fact? What year was she born in? Surely it's a year that starts with 1990, right? Surely it's at least 1990, if not 2000. Surely it's at least 1990, if not 2000, but it's not. But it's not. You see, Melonie Mac was born in 1986, making her 40 years old. This is a 40-year-old woman doing the raw pose on every thumbnail, wearing a choker, and talking about a bing bing wahoo Nintendo. And this is what conservative Christianity. This is conservative Christianity is ditzing around trying to look like a 22-year-old at 40, pouring yourself out on YouTube thumbnails and seething about men being attracted to other women. Not just that, but she, like, became irrelevant. She's, like, been an e-girl for a long time. You know, Kelly Jean knows who this person is from years ago. This person's been around for a very long time. And she totally disappeared. Totally irrelevant for years. Until she just started saying the F slur. At age 38. She started saying the F slur to be edgy at age 38. Like, how is this not the most embarrassing shit in the... And for some reason, for some bizarre reason, she is allowed to get away with this by her peers. Her peers who, by all means, should be far more experienced and adept misogynists than I, as a bunch of boomer right-wingers. Allow her to parade herself around like a fucking teenager. It's like totally obscene. Like, she would be too, like, ratchet and try hard to even fit in, like, smoking outside of a Hot Topic. That's the level we're at. Too ratchet and try hard to be fitting in or smoking outside of a Hot Topic, or loitering in some shithole, I don't know, Midwest mall. So where's the... Yeah, we need this. So this is some good thinking on this. There's some good thinking on this.
Listen, her ultimate goal was always to disenfranchise men because she's a harpy. She's a horrid, man-hating bitch grifter who just wants to with our hobbies and take away our fun, and I won't stand for it, damn it! She's a succubus. She's a deceiver. The Lord said, we shall judge them by their fruits. And where are her children? Where is her husband? Her husband sucking fucking dick at truck stops and left her because she's a dirty whore.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That's the truth.
Jesus.
We too can be the cudgel of Christian righteousness and trad beliefs to beat you down as well, bitch. Does it feel nice? This is what the Christian spirit, hallelujah. This is what Jesus would want. Jesus wants us to call people slurs.
There's no lie.
Jesus wants us to be hateful. Jesus wants us to shit on other people. Hallelujah, Lord. Thank you for allowing me to be an indignant, obnoxious asshole without repercussions because I'm morally superior. Thank you, Lord.
What are you supposed to be today?
Domino from X-Force.
Domino?
Uh-huh,
You
yes.
look like you should be playing bingo, you old bitch.
Listen,
Okay. So let's take a look at a Melonie Mac video. Let's take a look at a Melonie Mac video. Let's watch one of these. Do we have one of these because she's been on this, like, the conservative, like, anti-gooning games beat, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, Goonagate address. Say no to perverted games.
Okay, so this video has...
Here we go. So, yeah, so this whole Emma Frost thing is basically Melonie Mac is sick of having to compete with 2D women, okay? That's where this comes from. Not only is she scared, she's especially scared of Emma Frost because Emma Frost represents things that she can never be. But, in general, an opposition to 2D women, okay? Because the thing is that 2D women can be 21 forever. Meanwhile, Melonie Mac can only attempt to mimic the skin of a 21-year-old as it increasingly melts off and shows the wrinkling, decrepit body underneath, you know? She can only mimic the appearance of a 3D animated character can be a 21-year-old in appearance forever, just totally. But she only through hours of preparation every morning, and attaching pegs to the back of her head to hold her skin back, can she even attempt to mimic a 21-year-old. So she doesn't like the fact that this fantasy land of video games exists, and she wants to tear it away because she's a miserable spinster, a miserable spinster hag.
It's been a long time coming. A little over a month ago, I got canceled from the anti-woke side, right? Canceled or cancel attempt. You know, it is what it is. I lost a lot of followers here on YouTube and on X because I said I do not want perversion in video games. And that includes that of the straight variety, right? Now, some people I've learned that the anti-woke, there are different factions in the anti-woke crowd. I am a Christian. Everything I do, everything I say, everything in my life is centered around Christ.
Wow.
So I didn't make this channel 3 years ago to put my neck out there to get blacklisted from the video game industry so I can't even do mainstream work like I used to do. I didn't put myself in that position.
It is so crazy to pretend the reason she's not in the mainstream video game industry anymore is because she got blacklisted. No, you're old. You're old, and then you started saying the F slur because there were no mainstream jobs because you're old. And no one wants an old ego. It's called as an e-hag. There isn't so much of a market for e-hags as there are e-girls, okay, unfortunately.
To call out the perversion with the queer ideology and this, that, and the other that has been infecting everything, I didn't put myself in that position just so I could turn around and push perversion just because it's straight. Not gonna happen.
Not pushing perversion, by the way, when she's doing the epic cat pose. I don't even want to do it on camera. I can't be caught doing this shit. The epic cat pose in every fucking thumbnail. Not pushing perversion when she's doing a scantily clad cat pose in every fucking thumbnail. So this is your whole life is fucking whoring yourself out. That's your whole career, bitch. Like, dude.
Now, if you want some sort of context, I give you a little bit. I'm not going to show the actual video because I do have a lot of Christians who follow me who probably wouldn't appreciate having something like that thrown on the screen. But a lot of you already know what I'm referring to. Now, this is a game called The First Descendant. Didn't play it. Didn't really comment on the game itself. I commented on the material that was presented in question. And the material that was presented in question of the tweet that blew up and got me so much backlash.
So they were seething about, this is what she was seething about, right? There was some just like dance animation. Someone stripped their character off or something and then did like the dance animation.
Chat, he's actually signaling that he'll do the cat pose if we hit goal.
Certainly not, but thank you for the $5. Yeah, guys, try and hit the goal, okay? It's totally not ended.
And hate and saying I was betraying everybody was a video of a character dancing and shaking her butt in a thong with the camera focused on it.
Chat alive and well. So
Again,
true.
I'm not gonna post it just for out of respect to my
Broken Branch. Thank you
Isn't
for
she the
$5.
sped who eats butter to own the libs?
I've not seen that. If that's her, I've not seen that. I've not seen that.
fellow Christian viewers, and I know some guys are struggling with pornography.
Do they play
and
the clip in this
don't want to
video?
see that because of that reason.
Oh no! What, dude? What?
To post it just for out of respect to my fellow Christian viewers, and I know some guys are struggling with pornography and they don't want to see that because of that
Dude,
reason.
I can't. I'm not going to show you the first Descendants clip because it might trigger my male fans' pornography addictions, dude. 40-year-old woman. 40-year-old woman. Talking about coddling her audience's pornography addictions by not showing them the dance clip from the multiplayer video game. See, this is the sort of delusional level that the porn addiction stuff gets to, man. This is the sort of delusional level it gets to. It's like, and it's especially annoying when you hear it from women like this. It's like such a psycho thing. This is what Aiden unironically believes. So true, Shelby. That's so true. Aiden agrees with this woman 100%. So this is like, have you ever met one of those women who thinks that their boyfriend or husband jerking off to porn is cheating? Have you ever met one of these people? They're all psychos. It's like always a total psycho. Like, bad. And you can just tell Melonie is that exact type of person. You can just tell. Also, like the cheater as well. I mean, that's the real red pill. But it comes off so insecure every time. It is like always like an insecurity thing. Every fucking time. And it just absolutely comes through in Melonie right now. She's tricked herself into, or not even tricked herself, but it's like this psyop they try to play that, like, basically, if you're looking at other women, that's an illness. If you're a guy and you want to look at women, that's an illness. You're addicted. So we've got to stop that. Because she wants to be able to lock a man down and not have him leave for other men again.
How is she gonna grift to the Lord while dressed like a edgy out girl Lamau?
Thank you for the $5. But it's very common. The psychology just shows through so obviously. Thank you for the 5 Canadian. Okay, well, that didn't read out. I was at a pornography store. I was buying pornography. Thank you, Alplos.
Not only was I grossly misrepresented
I knew a dude whose ex would get upset if he listened to female singers.
and told, oh, what are you talking about? You're being a prude because this character was 80% clothed, huh? Funny that you want to use those words. Oh, but she's 80% clothed, even if that includes nothing on the bottom. It kind of doesn't matter. Almost don't pretend, at least don't play stupid with me. Don't pretend that there was not lustful intent with that video. And that is not what the intent of the whole question was, right? Because here's the thing.
Dude.
There is a side of the anti-woke that are like me and are like, hey, I don't want perversion in our media. I don't want this to seep through our mainstream media. When they ask the question, is this what gamers want? No, I don't want that. Just like I don't want the queer stuff and I don't want...
It's just so funny because these people are going to be seething forever because you're never going to get, like, the majority of guys on board that, oh, yeah, we actually don't want attractive women and like, retarded, like, Guna dances. Dance emotes in our games. And you're never going to get a majority of guys on board with that. So people like Melonie Mac are like totally relegated, just seething on the sidelines forever. I think that's one of the best things about this is like, no matter, like you can say all this shit about characters getting ugly in video games, especially in Western games and all this stuff, but there will always, no matter what, be Asian games where they are just doing the most ridiculous goon shit in the world. And First Descendant is like a Chinese game, I'm pretty sure. This is like some retarded Chinese sob. So like it's gonna always be there. Like you're just totally owned. You're totally owned. This is sex sells. Sorry, this has been known for a long fucking time. You're not gonna change that.
The gay stuff, right? I'm not forcefully taking this stuff out of existence, but I am shaming it, just like I do the gay stuff, because it poisons society. So I do the same thing with this. Now again,
Shelby,
people are like, "Oh well, what about?" I'm like, I didn't say. All my only experience with this game that I have seen has been people posting cleavage shots, butt shots, and camel toe shots. And the question was, and there's another side of the game, your anti-woke side, that says that have been against the queer stuff with us, with me, and why perhaps they think we're on the same team is probably because we agreed on this. So they were loud and proud speaking against the queer stuff, but it's like, oh, wait a minute. You weren't against the queer stuff for any sort of moral reason. You were against the queer stuff because you weren't attracted to it. But you still...
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no shit. Wait, does she think that... You think that the average, like, gamer that's on, like, the anti-woke thing has, like, strong moral principles about this? Or do you think they're just sick of seeing gay and black people in their games and want more hot white women? Are you fucking retarded? Are you fucking stupid?
Want something equally as perverted, but just something that you are attracted to. Then it's like, hold up, I don't relate to you. That's not me either. And
True,
let's
Asian.
just talk about
Not
what
even
is
white.
one of my arguments against the queer and the gay stuff that they keep adding to these games. These games keep tanking. They lack substance because these perverts, these queer perverts, want to insert their ideology into the game instead of actually making a good game. So
Yeah, is Marvel Rivals tanking, Melanie? Is Marvel Rivals tanking?
guess what? They crash. Well, you know what? Same thing happened here. Here you have a game where the main focus and selling point has been driven by perverted reasons. And so, yeah, okay, here you had a peak of 260.
Dude, I want the new update to come out so fucking bad already. I'm actually trying to get up to GM before the season finishes, but I don't know if we're able to fucking do it. I just, like, rubber band around Diamond 2 forever. I'm just, like, stuck at Diamond 2. Fuck, man. It's so fucked up. I want the GM crest.
4,000, and then now it is at 9,000 concurrent players. It dramatically...
Yeah, what you've got to remember, right? This is a free-to-play game. So, yes, there's no investment for the player base to try the game out. So when this game first comes out, yes, you will expect to see a huge amount of players on day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever. Yes, this will be huge. And it'll quickly go down. It will very quickly go down because no one had to, there was no barrier to entry. No one paid money to play it, so they're not invested in it to keep playing. And then the people who want to keep playing and will put money into the game stick around and continue playing.
Dramatically dropped. Let's be real. If we're going to call Dragon Age the Veilguard a flop, this
Louis, what's your rank? Louis, what's your rank?
is also a flop. Just because you are attracted to it doesn't change the fact. And as a gamer, I keep seeing the gaming industry and video games as a whole hijacked by perverts, people who want their ideologies in the game. So when you have the gay stuff, you also have another branch of perverts who, the gooners, if you will, who are watching a ton of pornography and they want that inserted in everything in their life, and they also need validation. You know how the alphabet community, LGBT, all that kind of stuff, you know how they're always screaming for validation. Not only if you are against them, if you are against their ideology, they want to crucify you. They not only need you to just...
No, actually, they just don't want you going into their hobbies and ruining everything, Melonie. We're sick of women stealing all the fun. We're sick of women ruining everything, saying we want to have fun. People fighting back. Now you know how it feels, Melonie.
Be like, whatever. They need your validation.
She had it too easy being this Christian pick-me bitch for ages. I had it way too easy. Now you see what happens, Melonie. Gamers are leveling up on you. Radical Coder, she is 40 years old.
It can't cope with you being against it. And I have seen this same vitriol with the Gooners after Goonergate. So
Where's the scene of Brianna Wu's analog character getting beaten up in the bathroom in Law and Order SVU? Law and Order SVU Gamergate Assault. Where is that? I'm playing this for no specific reason as well, by the way.
In the criminal justice.
This is it, isn't it?
What the hell is your problem? You and your boss. Raina Punjabi only got this feminazi game made by being a slut. What happened? These guys, they just can't stand women in gaming. What did they do to you? They leveled up.
Okay.
Like, I can't, they want me actively promoting this stuff, or I have betrayed them because I am against it. They need validation for what they're doing and what they're promoting because it's perverted. And they deep down,
I did that.
Some of them may be in a more reprobate state, but deep down, you know it's perverted. And that's why they need the validation. That's why you have to have pride parades for gay people and troons, people cutting their body parts off to try to pretend like they're the other gender. That's why they need whole parades. That's why they need a whole month to celebrate. That's why they need to see it plastered all over every store in the month of June, because they have to work so hard to create enough validation that will overcome the sense of shame that they feel deep down because they know it's wrong. And so you have that same demand from these gooners to create this.
Actually, the gooners are just like trans people. Oh, all right, bitch. Okay, bitch.
More validation than the shame that they feel for being.
By the way, gooners meaning like guys who like games with attractive characters in. That's who gooners are in this context. Is guys who like games or don't think it's a bad thing when a game has a dance emote that's sexualized. That's who she's describing. People who were defending this emote in First Descendant where someone stripped their character off and did a dance. That's gooners, apparently. I mean, if you defend that, that means you engage in 24/7 pornography consumption.
Pornography brained. Now you have
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, like, I feel like Melonie Mac should feel some camaraderie with trans women, given that they're both doing an impression of a teenage girl. You know, I thought that she would feel a lot of camaraderie with the MTF trans community, given their propensity for skinwalking teenage girls with Amazon bought clothing. I guess I'm wrong.
You have certain people who know that it's wrong. And they're trying to do better. And hey, God bless you. Read the Bible. Seek Jesus. Only he can help you. And I say this to the queer side as well. And I have the same stance on queers as I do these gooners. Is that, hey, yes, what you're doing is shameful. Yes, I think this stuff is shameful and I don't want it in my entertainment because it's shameful and it's hurting society. It's disgusting.
Don't play the game then.
And it's perverted. No, I don't want it. Do I think that people participating in these activities are losers? Yes. But you know what? It doesn't mean you...
Nobody asked you, bitch. I think 40-year-old women who dress up like teenagers on the internet for male validation are fucking losers too.
Have to always be a loser. Have I ever been a loser? Have I participated in activities that made me a loser? Yes. But
right now, this video where you're seething about male sexuality while dressing up like a little girl to try and impress the men watching. Yes, that's what you're doing right now. Yes.
I have sought Jesus Christ, and I walk with Jesus Christ, and it is walking with Jesus Christ that gives me the strength to avoid and to overcome temptations that if I were to succumb to would make me a loser. Okay? So that's the thing when I talk about the Gooners, all this stuff. It's not from a place that you're never going to amount to anything. But it is from a place of, hey, what you're doing and what you're promoting and what you're normalizing and what you want normalized in society and in video games in general to desensitize people is perverted. It's hurting you. It's loser activities. Now, there's all these whataboutisms. What about Lara Croft? What about this? Don't pretend. And so you're either coming from bad faith or you are delusional.
Skin elasticity. Check, Melonie.
Because you are so desensitized from women because you watch so much pornography that you can't even see a woman without thinking of pornographic
You know that shit's
things.
sagging. Okay.
Lara Croft, she's created with a curvy body type. Curvy women exist each and every single day. There is nothing
Thank you for the $4.99 Jimbly with the smile. Thank you. Huge appreciate it. Thank you.
wrong with that. And the reason why the woke side tries to remove female curves is not for the intent of even purity purposes, because women are curvy. That's reality. Not every woman is curvy, but there are lots of women who are curvy. And so when you have a character with some level of exaggeration of those curves, then it is exaggerating their femininity. There's a difference between exaggerating the femininity of a female character versus exaggerating the character for entirely lustful purposes. Now, Lara Croft was a character who was curvy, feminine, but you play those classic games and you show me anything that was lustfully intended, right? Show me anywhere where Lara Croft acted like a slut, because she didn't. Show me anything, because it's not there. Tomb Raider has substance as a game. The character design.
This is all okay. Remember, this is Seething about an emote in a free-to-play. It's an emote in a free-to-play game. That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. It's because it let you dance in the free-to-play game, and someone stripped down the character and danced. And recorded it. That's it. That's what she's complaining. That's the lustful intent. It's a down-the-line, third-person shooter, no porn, just a third-person sci-fi shooter that is a free-to-play multiplayer game that has premium emotes and skins. Someone stripped their character down and did a dance. You can do that in World of Warcraft. You can do that in, like, any MMO ever released. Any MMO ever released, any, multiplayer game with customization, character customization, you can do that. I was playing Marvel Rivals yesterday, and every time I cleared a point, I would stand there and start twerking with Venom. Every time we got the point captured, I would sit there and twerk with Venom for the next minute. Is that a Gooner game now? I mean, it is a Gooner game, but not because of that.
It was really good artistically speaking and aesthetically pleasing to the eye, but was not created in a way to incite lustful intent. It was, oh, here's an attractive character that you can acknowledge as an attractive character, but it wasn't created for lustful intent in the same.
This hag is friends with the quartering who obsessed over Gina Carano's feet.
I'm pretty sure the quartering would just give any woman attention. I genuinely think that. They have the $5 at Very Library, thank you.
Way that a game that, here, let's pose this game where with the characters are all wearing lingerie. Like, excuse me, that is not the same thing, and you know it. Be genuine for once. Let's not play.
Caked up Venom, throwing it back. Throwing it back on the point. Caked up Venom, just throwing it back on the point. Throw it back for an... Okay, I got it.
Here. And let's not pretend that I want characters to be made ugly. Beauty comes from God. God created beauty. Yes, I want to see video game characters that people create be beautiful as well. But I don't want them to be perverted. Beauty is not beauty and perversion are two different things. And I think what has happened with society.
It's not a Gatorade bottle. It's not a Gatorade bottle. It was a 2-liter bottle of water. And people are saying it's a Gatorade bottle for some fucking reason.
It has promoted perversion. It has celebrated perversion. We've had this, live and let live type mentality. Don't kink shame.
They're calling it a Gatorade bottle because if it's a Gatorade bottle, it makes the perspective, like the scale would be insane there. If I was that small compared to a Gatorade bottle, that would be...
Shame.
So they are maliciously misrepresenting what bottle I was holding in that screenshot in order to make it seem as though I'm like comically small.
People's sexualities. They made up an entire concept of sexuality that isn't real. God created woman for man. That's it. There's no other sexuality. Anything else is a perversion of God's creation as per the Bible. And you know what else is perversion of God's creation is when you're substituting, if you were, I'm going to use a male as an example, if you're substituting a wife for a pixels on a screen, that's perverted. Your sexual gratification is supposed to come from your wife. And if you are seeking alternate sources,
There it is, right? There we go. That's where it all comes from. How could a man ever look at anyone else?
What else is perversion of God's creation is when you're substituting, if you're, I'm going to use a male as an example, if you're substituting a wife for a pixels on a screen, that's perverted. Your sexual gratification is supposed to come from your wife. And if you are seeking alternate sources, seeking those sources...
Just to make excuse for Tomb Raider, because so much of our identity is tied up in that series, that's facts.
For sexual pleasure, you are acting in abomination and perversion. Simple as that. And anything that is created with the intent to make you do that is the same. And I ain't just here saying it's just guys doing that. Women do that too. There are actual gooner games for women. I have seen them. I have seen people post them.
Oh no.
Unabashedly. No shame. There are games that is usually of the romance novel variety, and you have a bunch of male suitors, really attractive male suitors who more so you're not going to see as much. It's going to be portrayed in a little different way when it's meant to appeal to women, but it's still equally as perverted and equally as disgusting because it's trying to elicit the same reactions. So you have these suitors, and they try to, as the female player, they are trying to seduce you and win you over, the goal here with these games is for these guys to be whispering sexual things in the player's ear and are going to create a sexual fantasy for said player. Again, that is not God's design. God's design is for a woman to have said pleasure from her husband. So if she is seeking outside sources for sexual gratification and pleasure that is not a husband, then she is committing a perversion. Whether that be a visual novel like that, whether that be a book with that purpose, or whether that be even just a video game, like any regular video game, if that is what she is using that game for. So let's not pretend that some of these games don't purposefully try to elicit a sexual gratification out of the player. And there is a strong difference between a character being made to be aesthetically attractive, just like we can appreciate art, versus a character in a game that is designed to create sexual
just talking in fucking circles now.
Gratification out of the player. Okay, I know a lot of you aren't even going to hear what I'm saying, and you're still going to be doing these whataboutisms and
because you were just like rambling, like an annoying old hag, frankly, like a spinster.
Comments because you are so defensive. But hey, maybe some will listen.
Is this true? Did her ex-husband actually leave her for a man? I need confirmation. I have to know. It all makes sense. If her ex-husband actually left her for a man, all of it makes sense. Like, perfect sense. And I'm like, wow, okay, I see into your head. I see what's going on.
Like the queers and all that. You ever see how it just sounds like you're arguing with demons? It's the same way. These demons have a hold on these people, and they can't be reasoned with because they are so engulfed in their perversion. And what they don't realize is that the satisfaction they think that they're getting out of their perversion is just self-destructive. It's like you want to tell somebody to stop doing drugs because they're hurting themselves, but they cannot hear it. And it is the same thing. A lot of these gooners that are mad, and it's crazy.
Wait. Okay, pause. What's Marathon? What was Marathon? Which game is this? What's Marathon? Is this the Bungie game? It is, right? I'm pretty sure Marathon's the Bungie game. It's mad loud. Yeah, the art style's cool. Oh, 5 days. Awesome. Cool. Gameplay reveal in 5 days. Epic. Yeah, I like the colors and the way the world looks so far. It looks like it's got a cool setting at least. If it's an extraction shooter, I hope it's actually good, man. I feel like extraction shooter is like, so it's a good premise for like gameplay, but I just never have been.
A lot of these gooners that are mad at me because I spoke out against, no, I don't want this. That doesn't fix the gaming industry. People think that,
Went from an extraction shooter to arena-style competitive shooter during dev. Are we sure about that, or should it go the other way around? Yeah, I can't see much info about that.
Make all these characters naked.
Yo, they told Skull for the 20 Canadian dollars. You say people are selfish or completely self-serving as a reason to attack them, yet everyone is. Welcome to capitalism. Anyway, so that's my argument for stop harassing Erudite. I'm not harassing Erudite. She's not a great person, so... What? Okay. Most people are self-serving, yes. But you should be... I think people should be honest about what they're doing. I don't think you should be dishonest. Erudite, pretend she's not being self-serving. If you're saying, yeah, I'm doing this for money... Like, I'll say, I'm covering this piece of content. I don't care about this piece of content. I'm doing it for money. Then, yeah, that would be no problem. That's me being self-serving and being honest. If I say, I'm covering this piece of content because I think it's really politically important. It's the only way to fight fascism. It's me to save this content. It's me to review this content and make money right now. And that's why I'm protecting my sex best friend, too. Is because, to fight fascism. Because I really believe in that. That would be really dishonest. That would be really dishonest, and someone should insult me for that.
Make them all naked or half naked or in lingerie. Make all the female characters in lingerie. And that fixes everything. No, it doesn't. Making good games fixes everything. Making games that actually have substance and quality fixes everything. And I'm going to tell you, if you actually look at a brilliant and artistic mind who can create a masterpiece... Typically, they have respect for their work. And as a result, you're going to see that portrayed in the characters that they create as well. So are you going to find a perverted game that happens to be a masterpiece? The chances of that are almost non-existent because, again, someone even capable of in the first place of producing a masterpiece is going to respect their work enough for that not to happen. Just like look at movies. If you compare a masterpiece of a movie to pornography, I keep saying corn because of YouTube monetization stuff. Are people ever...
Did you see that Sick's tweets are banging off the back of Hax's funeral? I did see that Sick has been tweeting out all the clips of eulogies at Hax's funeral and has been getting a lot of accolade on Twitter for it. Yep. I was shocked to see... it makes sense because Sick was a melee player, or is a melee player. It does make sense that he's clipping it, but it was crazy to see him get him... It was Sick Unchained being the one... clipping shit from the funeral.
Have you ever in the history of your life seen something actually taken serious where somebody was like, wow, this pornography movie, my mind is blown by how insanely good the plot was and how the story just that...
Uriel and Willie are coping. Are they coping? It seemed like they were probably right about this. Everything with the hack stuff seems fucking insane.
Plot twist. The story just left me thinking about life and just, it changed me on a spiritual level. No, that doesn't happen because it's not art. It's perversion. I want art. As somebody, I appreciate art. I'm an artist myself. I love to draw. Like, I care about art. And people make jokes and act like, oh, what kind of stuff have you drawn? What? I bet you've drawn, like, perverted stuff before. It's like, literally no. Like, when I was a little kid, you draw body parts and stuff as a joke. But literally no. It's just like, you know what? I haven't. And I'm not saying everybody who can't be an artist. They can, but that's not from an artist. That's like a fleshly outlet. It's like a perverted outlet, right? But when it comes to actual art, fine art, and I am...
Has she considered that this dogmatic anti-sex attitude might be explanatory for why her husband left her for a man? Has she considered this? Have she thought about this?
A bit of... I can be a bit... I don't want to say an art snob, but when... And especially my work with it not... I'm not saying that my work should be hung in the Smithsonian. But I'm just saying the amount of pride that I take in my work because I genuinely care about...
That's facts. Her audience, 75% and hating themselves for it. That's facts.
Art.
This is why we love Emeru, okay? Emeru does not make you feel bad about watching on 75%, okay? It's encouraged. It's encouraged. Everyone knows it's a rule. It's a rule in Emeru's chat. You don't go into Emeru's chat unless you're above 60, but below 76. That's the only acceptable range in Emeru's chat. We all know this. It's been known. Stroking your shit, 60 to 75. Only that range. 61 to 75. Only that range. Only that range allowed. Meanwhile, you go and watch Melonie Mac, and it's like, why are you 75%? Why are you 75% stroking your shit on my channel? It's like, damn, bitch, you're doing a cat impression in the thumbnail. Damn, I thought that was the deal here. I thought that's what we were doing here. But then you go there and you're getting shamed for it.
I feel like if I were to draw some smutty picture, would be perverting what I want to develop as my talent. So at the end of the day, when we want good video games, which are an artistic medium, it's really difficult and almost impossible to have a masterpiece that is also perverted.
Two-thirds compromise.
That is, here, we're going to throw this in there directly for the people who want to lust after it. Let's make this completely with the intent of making the player lust and feel sexual desire for it.
New Iron Fist skin? Oh, what, in the Battle Pass? Yeah, I did see that. It looked okay. I'm more excited about the Magic and Psylocke skins, to be honest.
That's already corrupted their work. That's corrupted the work already. It is what it is. So, no, I will continue to speak out against them deliberately defeminizing female characters. And I will continue to speak out against them deliberately emasculating male characters, for example. And I don't think the answer to fighting back against this perverted stuff is to make women ugly. That's not the answer, because if you teach men...
I've only seen bits and pieces of Melonie Mac just around, like when she was saying the F-slur a bunch.
That you can't even look at a woman unless she's ugly or you're going to be gooning after her. That's not practical, and it's also just like weak. So here's the difference. It's one thing to say, okay, here's a character that's built to be attractive, which everybody is going to see attractive people in their life. But what separates a person from an absolute loser is that they can see an attractive person and not lose their minds and need to go take a break and run to the bathroom, you know, and touch themselves. Like, let's be real.
Just seething for like 30 minutes.
I was actually going to plan this to be a lot more articulate, and I just turned on the camera and just started talking. And this is where I'm at now, so I don't know how coherent this even is as a whole, and I could talk...
The fact that YouTube exists to allow people like this the social mobility required to get out of trailer parks is, honestly, it sucks, man. That is the one downside. That is the one fucked up thing that social media has brought us.
A lot more, but I gotta be cautious or like careful or cognizant of everybody's time. But I'm just saying, let the record be straight now. And you can unfollow me if you want. I don't care.
Hey,
I didn't make this channel just to pander to people. I made this channel because I was already burned by a lot of the corruption. I've already seen.
Yeah, I don't know that I can even stomach any more of this rant, to be honest. I feel like I've heard enough. She's got nothing of worth to say. We'll watch it for another minute.
A lot of the corruption in the gaming industry. I've seen a lot of the perversion, and some of the perversion that I defended. So I'm not here acting like I'm better than everybody. I'm here from a place now of knowing, okay, I can't support this. Because Jesus Christ changed my life. And he can change your life too. I don't care if you had 1,000 screenshots of these games that you were jerking it to, or if you lived a gay lifestyle, or whatever it is, you can be saved.
Yeah?
And he can change your life too. I don't care if you had 1,000 screenshots of these games that you were jerking it to, or if you lived a gay lifestyle, or whatever it is, you can be saved through Jesus Christ.
Dude, seriously, it all makes sense. If her husband left her for a man, it all makes sense. It just, I have to know.
Have to be a slave to this. So let that be known. So yeah, I shame the activity, but I'm not saying that everybody who's participating in it will be doomed to be a loser forever. They don't have to be.
Yeah, you can still come back.
It was important to me to make that abundantly clear, because some people had the impression that this is something that I defended. And I have in the past. So I have to differentiate myself from that as a Christian.
You left her for another woman. I don't believe you.
To let people know that, hey, that's not me. That's not what I'm supporting. That's not what I'm encouraging. And that's not what I'm promoting. I want to call out perversion and things that I don't like in the nerd culture space. And that's why I have this channel. And whatever I do beyond that, we'll see, because I don't even know at this point. After Goonergate, I was like, well, if that's how everybody expects me to be, and that's the only substance of my channel is to hop on here and be like, oh, whoa, guys, look at that. We win. Her whole butt's out. Yeah, hot. That's not me. That's not going to be me. I would rather not have...
Wait, what's this video?
You do not have to...
Real gay man reacts to divorced tattooed spinster Melonie Mac outraged by gay people existing.
Support pride. That's right. You heard me correctly. You personally do not have to support Pride, and it's fine. It's okay. I can tell you now, most queer people would just say, okay, cool, and move on with their day. You do not personally have to support Pride, and it's absolutely fine. I know that's hard to believe for a lot of people here.
Wait, what's this? What's this? What's this? Melonie Mac is 37, had a marriage that only lasted 9 months, and has been divorced for 3+ years now. No kids. Before the divorce, Melonie was cool AF and normal pro-LGBT. After the divorce, she became bitter, hateful, weird, extremely Christian. The gays are the backbone of the trans rights community. Lara Croft amassed a massive women/LGBTQ following with her hardcore active communities, women and gay men who are the majority. For more on Lara's impact on the LGBTQ community, I encourage you to listen to Survivor Reborn podcast. Just blocked 2 of my followers who replied to this tweet with homophobic hate speech. I have no tolerance for that. It's a good riddance, bigots. So Nathan Drake is straight just for the sake of being straight. Newsflash, gay people exist and it's a normal thing. There are lots of games with straight couples, so you have to be against all relationships in general. We're okay with them. Otherwise, you're just a bigot. What happened, Melonie? Oh, we can see... I can see who her husband left her for. Oh, that is a much more attractive woman. Ooh. Unfortunate. Oh, he was 8 years younger than her! He wanted a newer model. He wanted a newer model. Wanted someone his own age. Wanted to find a girl his own age. She is way more attractive, too. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate, Melonie. Sad to see. Really sad to see. I'm not showing because I don't know what's public, like, linked, that they've linked themselves. Yeah. But just trust my judgment, and you can easily find it. Not hard to find.